Hello, I'm with Cien Solon today. Cien is an AI consultant, and Cien, thanks for coming to the show.
Hi, thanks, Ian, for having me. I'm so excited for a conversation today.
Yeah, great stuff, great stuff. Now, Cien, I know for our audience, a lot of that audience will not know you. So, can you just do a quick introduction as to who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm Cien Solon. I'm the director of Scale That Thing. I help startups scale their operations, improve their product, improve their customer journeys, and how their customers discover their products with AI.
Yeah, great stuff. And how did you get into AI? What was that journey for you?
So about around 2014, 2015, I started joining digital transformation teams. Back during that time, there were a lot of businesses who wanted to reinvest their marketing budgets from your traditional marketing campaigns to digital stuff like building websites, building blog sites, opening up social media accounts. And then I started owning products, CRM systems, CSM systems, and that became customer journeys like mobile apps and web apps. And
Mm,
within those roles in product ownership and product management, I started working with a lot of data to provide our customers with hyper customized journeys through the data that we have. I started integrating models using machine learning. And I also started training chatbots. And this was in 2018 using NLP. So there was a lot of machine learning projects that I handled, which gave me the expertise and the experience to delivering these products. But mind, I had the budget and a big team to deliver those. Now, when the language models came out and became very cost effective, I then started to think, why not everyone have these capabilities? Everyone can have this cost effectively. They won't need a big development team. And so, yeah, that's when I started working with a lot of startups, including my own, to
yeah,
deliver these types of solutions using language models and
yeah.
what we now understand as AI.
And I think a lot of people that have explored AI, and I think practically everybody's explored it to a degree, they're at very different levels, aren't they, that they've got to? But I think, there's this challenge that it just seems overwhelming.
Yes, it does seem overwhelming for a lot of people because the past couple of years we've started using the word artificial intelligence. And before that, even though artificial intelligence has existed for decades, we didn't really understand it then. We were afraid of it. But now it's becoming evident that, generative AI is very useful. And so everyone's being pushed almost to use it, maximize it. But not a lot of us still understand it. And that's why we're feeling overwhelmed. We don't understand what exactly it is. Is it machine learning? Is it robots? Is it just a chat bot? And so we don't know what we don't know. And that's where the fear and the overwhelm comes in, is because there's so many things that are being talked about and being positioned, and it almost contradicts what we understood AI to be. So that's why I believe everyone's feeling overwhelmed.
And I guess the obvious question then is what is the start point? If you haven't really, I think most of us have played with like ChatGPT and those sorts of tools before, and it's a service that we use. We get used to using it and find out what it could do for us. But it's obviously very limiting, isn't it, in terms of being able to tailor it and work with it. What is your position on startup? How do people what steps should they take to get to understand what they could do with this?
The first thing that anyone who's interested in using AI to either scale their productivity or business is to understand what their overall objective is. And this could be in life or their business. If you have a very clear understanding of what you're trying to achieve, then that's when you start reflecting on the actions that you need to take and the tools that you need to have in order to perform those actions. So the
Mm,
clear objective in mind of, let's say, I want to get 10,000 leads, then what are the actions aligned to that will allow you to achieve that objective? And
yeah.
then the next step is, okay, what are the tools available in the market that will allow me to be more efficient at doing those activities to simplify that?
Got it. But I think there's obviously a lot of tools out there coming through, aren't there, as well? I mean, I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm not sure about yourself, but my email is just brimming with AI tools. Is that always the way to go, to look for the sort of tools that you could use, or can you start to do this stuff in a customizable way?
Yes, there are both. So, depending on your budget and the available time that you have, your capacity to experiment, it would vary. The answer would vary there. So, if you have the capacity to experiment with a view in mind that experimentation would also allow you to learn, then I say experiment and customize your own. Because language models and AI, as we like to call it, is very cost effective and accessible, I say experiment with a view to learn and improve and understand how it develops as it also evolves. But if you don't have the capacity or the time, have a look at the tools, try a couple of them, and see what works best for you. Is also an option. But for me personally, customize and build your own and learn as it develops as well.
And in terms of, just so that we can cover this, maybe I take a step back 1 second and talk about language models. You've made that point a couple of times, referenced it. Could you explain to our audience what that is? Because it's key, isn't it?
It is right now. So language model is a part of AI that is able to generate content as it generates now. So ChatGPT is built on a language model, for example, or maybe you've used Claude or Gemini. Those are built on different language models. So
Right.
language model is basically a bunch of information put together. So for example, with ChatGPT, the first types of data that were collected to build it was on Reddit data, Wikipedia data, books, and they put it all together and they trained it in such a way that it would transform all the data that it's collected from these resources to then give information based on how they trained it. So there are algorithms and models that's built on top of it, and they trained it through different types of reinforcement learning. So, like how you, for example, train a child through a reinforcement, like you reward a good behavior or you punish a bad behavior, it then got trained to then transform the data that it had to give new information based on how it's been asked to perform. So that is a language model. It's trained on language and it's able to then output new information based on, again, how it's been trained and how it's asked to perform.
Okay, so each of these tools then is going to have its own characteristics and personality then. Is that the case?
Exactly. So imagine these different languages are trained by different teams, are trained on different data sets, and have been trained on different types of models and algorithms. And
Mhm.
so with that, they will have different specializations. They will have different capabilities. So, for example, Claude or Anthropic, the model is called Anthropic. It's very good at understanding context. So it's very good at just like understanding what a user really needs and then be able to give out information that's been designed to be more ethical than the rest of the language models. Once you give it an instruction, it has a feature that improves the instruction so that it performs
Yeah,
better, for example.
yeah, yeah.
ChatGPT is really good for research, for example. It's really good at structuring the information that it gives. Llama, for example, is very good at generating fast responses. Like it's really fast. The model, actually, Meta's other model, which is called GROQ, has a really powerful computational capabilities, and it's able to perform really fast and efficient. So yeah, different models are good for different things.
And if you've got a really tailored requirement, can you create your own language model?
You can fine tune language models. So you can go to platforms like Hugging Face, for example, and access language models that are open source. And you can fine tune it if you know how to code and you know a bit of Python. You can fine tune these language models to perform in such a way that is customized for your use cases.
Yeah, got it. So from what you've said so far in this conversation, if you've got a clear understanding of your priorities as a department leader or a business leader, and then on the other side of the fence, you've got all of these various language models and tools at your disposal. Your role, Shen, is to bring those two together. Is to provide the glue?
Absolutely. So depending on your objectives, depending on what types of use cases that we will both identify, we will then figure out which tools or which set of tools do we need to activate or deploy in order to achieve those goals, whether it's converting more customers, improving operations, or saving more time or saving more money. Then we'll start thinking, okay, these are the things that we need to do. And yeah.
Jolly good. And obviously, I've got you talking, haven't I, at the event on the 24th of October for Generation Digital magazine. Now, as part of that, obviously, one of the focal points around that is AI hyper automation of processes. Shen, I'm just wondering from your experiences of you talking to your clients and your audience, where are we with this? To what extent have people really harnessed this technology, and to what extent are we literally at the start? Where are we, do you think?
We're nowhere near where we ought to be, and we're only beginning as well. So
Right.
there are two premises that we have to understand. One is that technology is only beginning,
Right.
and the development and the evolution of that technology is going to be amazing and immense and spectacular.
Yeah.
And we're only beginning. What also is only beginning is our understanding of how to use the existing tools. So, okay, yes, we've activated AI in our business, but really what that means is just using ChatGPT a little bit, which is like minor instance of using AI right now. There's so
Right.
many use cases that you can activate. And only a few businesses have really started leveraging AI through their product improvements or through their operations.
Mm.
So we're only kind of like touching a little bit of AI in our businesses, and also the technology itself is only just
Evolving.
beginning to evolve. So there's so much room and potential for us to really maximize the technology to be able to help us improve our productivity and help us improve our products and services.
Got it. So if you are a startup and you're looking to scale, then Shen, do you offer some sort of a sort of a health check service just to debate what the options are?
Absolutely. I offer auditing services where we look at your workflows, your products, and then we map out the opportunities and the gaps that can be fulfilled with AI collaboration.
Got it. Got it. So I obviously have in this channel with the UWI, we're talking about positive habits that organizations can take on in their business. I'm guessing from what you're saying, most organizations haven't really um, got those habits installed in their business yet. They're not assuming that they could do AI for some of the things that they possibly could. But I mean, are there some obvious quick wins that they could be looking at?
Quick wins, there are many. There are many quick wins that they can be looking at. One is ideating with it. So instead of, focusing more on, oh, write this for me, which is great. Like those are also obvious quick wins, and everyone's talking about those, content creation. One best quick win is ideating with it. So I've been part of big teams where we would meet for everything,
Hmm.
5 hours meetings a day, like of just talking and ideating. Now
Yeah,
imagine if you all were able to kind of like prepare and ideated individually, and then been able to hash out your ideas constructively with AI. Then that meeting reduces from 5 meetings to just the 1 30-minute meeting where you just say, okay, these are my thoughts, these are my ideas. Let's just gather them together and see and pick the best or something.
brilliant.
So
Yeah, really
yeah,
good.
that just saves a lot of time for everyone.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. And any sort of final thoughts? If you're sort of talking to a business leader today through this call, what would be the kind of key message you want them to take away?
The key message for me is to give it a try. Set out some time where you could experiment with the tool and really start to understand its capabilities, and then roll it out to the entire team and roll it out to the business.
Mm.
And your business will improve dramatically. To start with, it could improve your productivity by 4 times, and then 10x that. And then it keeps going. The more time you spend with it, the more time it saves you, and the more money it saves you as well.
Great stuff. I'm looking forward to listening to your presentation at the event, Shen. But for today, we're out of time. So thanks very much for your time today.
Thank you for having me. Until next time.
You're most welcome. Bye bye.